Hey guys, it's Tessa. It's been a little bit since I've kind of gotten to sit down and do a video for you guys. But this week, I thought I would take you along with me while I work on the 6-day star blanket. I've made one previously, but I took a lot of time to do it. I had somebody staying with me for a couple weeks, and so I would just work on it at bedtime. So it took me, I think, like 2 weeks to work on, but again, I wasn't working on it every night or for that long even. So I really wanted to sit down and figure out if it can take 6 days. I know a lot of people have done this video before, and it seems like there's some mixed opinions. It seems like it depends on one type of yarn you're using, and two, just kind of how quickly you crochet. I'm using a fairly thin yarn. I've already been working on it for 2 days. Let me show you what I have so far. This is what we have going so far. It's not too large. We've already gotten to the green color. And as you can see, we started on orange and we've worked our way all the way through. This is only 2 days of work, and really that just means I think I did all of the pink, or all of the orange, the pink, and like the first row of the purple in one day. I think I did it in the car while my husband was doing something. And then last night I got all the way to the first round of the blue. And then today before work I spent a little bit of time crocheting because I got up a little earlier than I usually do. And so my plan is to work on it a bit more tonight and kind of just see how far we can get, and go from there. I'll check in with you throughout the next week or so of how long it takes me to work on. I'll even keep a tally down here of what day we're on for the project so we can get a good idea of how long it takes me to crochet it. I'm a reasonably quick crocheter, but again, this is much thinner yarn than typically is recommended or typically is used. This is probably closer to like a light, a heavy 3 to possibly a light 4, but I'd still stick it in the 3 category, or the 3 weight category. And I'm using a 6mm hook by whatever the brand Hobby Lobby sells. I don't really shop at Hobby Lobby too often, but I ended up buying this hook and another one when I went there last time. And so I found out I actually kind of like plastic hooks, which surprises me because I usually hate plastic hooks. I think it's just because the grip is different on this one, to where the plastic doesn't get caught on the yarn because of the angle I crochet at. Like typically people will hold the hook, in my experience, kind of perfectly perpendicular, while I hold it at a slight angle so that the actual hook portion, this hook here, is tipped down a little bit. It's not completely sideways, but it's tipped down just a bit. And because of that, oftentimes when I'm trying to pull through, I'll get caught on the plastic of the hook, but I don't typically get caught on the metal hooks. So I think that's why I stuck to metal so much, but the way this one's shaped gives me the ability to still kind of do it on the angle that I like. But yeah, so far we have done all of the starter rows, which basically stops here at this line. And so I've done almost 2 full repeats of the official pattern. Essentially the way it works is there's 9 rows of setup, and then you have a 6-row repeat all the way through. Typically, or from what I saw on Betty's blog about this blanket, she's the creator of this blanket, if you just search crochet 6-day star blanket or 6-day blanket, she typically is the first one to come up. But one thing she mentioned is that the reason why it's called the 6-day star blanket is it's meant for like a toddler child size. So doing 6 rows of the repeat is a fairly decent like child size. Again, since I'm on repeat 2 and the way it sits currently, I think I'll only need to do probably about 6 repeats because I want this to be more of a throw blanket slash my husband's kept the AC on too long, I'm freezing and I need a blanket. Which you would be surprised at how common this happens. Hey guys, I'm checking in for the night. I didn't really want to set up my whole tripod and everything. My battery's about to die anyway. But I just wanted to show you how far we got. I ended up finishing the first ball of the Lion Brand mandala. And this is actually in the color nifflers. Let's see if that'll focus. There you go. Not in gnome like I thought it was. I don't remember which one's gnome. Maybe I didn't buy it. So we got to the first ball. I also pre-wound ball number 2. I do think that 2 balls should be enough for what I'm doing, since I am just making more of like a lap blanket versus a lap blanket slash throw blanket versus a like full blanket or anything like that. Talk to you tomorrow. Hey guys, it is now I think day 3 of working on this. I don't really remember. Again, I'll have a tally or day going by here. And so far we have completed all the way up to 3 full repeats, and I'm halfway through the 4th repeat. I still have a fair amount of yarn left, so I think it's gonna be a little bit larger than the lap blanket because it's already kind of lap blanket sized as is. But yeah, so I think it's gonna be a bit larger, and that's gonna be nice. I think last night we stopped on, I want to say like halfway onto the 3rd set of the repeat versus the end of it, because I know this morning I worked on it some, and I worked on it some more tonight. But yeah, that's where we're at so far. I think we're on track for finishing within the next couple days, honestly. I think I'll probably finish it by 6 days. We'll find out. Hey guys, so it is finally day 5, I believe. I might be wrong, but we finished it. We finished the blanket. I only ended up doing, I think, a total of 5 repeats of the entire pattern, not including the setup rows, but including those, it's 6 total repeats. I had just enough yarn to do it. It's a perfect lap blanket size. If anything, it might be a little too big for my lap blanket purposes, but it'll work. So for me at least, the 6-day star blanket is plausible to be completed in 6 days. I think the caveat to that is when you come down to the larger it gets, the longer each row takes. The longer each row takes, the more it feels like it'll never be finished. And that's a problem I often have when it comes to making blankets or things like that, is I just feel like they'll never end. This one though, luckily, because it's an interesting shape for me, I didn't really get to the point of like, oh god, when's this gonna end? And it was more just a thing of like, when does the next row start? Because I kind of just felt like I kept going over little spikes, little points, and never ending. But yeah, so that's it for this week. Feel free to come back next week. See ya.